Hey! So today we are talking about something very important, which is my motivation. Where did I start to draw it from in the beginning of my learning progress, and where do I draw it right now? Let's find out together. So I started learning English pretty much like all the other girls and boys in my country at 6 years old in the primary school. And it was pretty much compulsory, and our teachers were not motivated to make from us fluent English speakers for sure, so I cannot call it proper learning because we pretty much had unsystematic lessons every now and then, like a couple of times per week. And this had continued until in the 8th grade my father insisted on hiring me a private teacher. And now this is a common practice in Russia because people in general and parents in particular are generally not satisfied with the quality of state education at schools. So therefore we hire a lot of private teachers. So I hated learning English at that time, frankly speaking, because I was like 15 and I didn't understand why did I do it, and I didn't have a purpose. So for me it was utter disaster, and I tried to make up reasons every now and then why shouldn't I go to the class, and I even tried to speak my parents into stopping the classes and cancelling the tuition, but thankfully they didn't do it because it saved my life. Well, not saved, but changed my life completely. So I was basically that typical unmotivated teenager student until one day my teacher gave me a task, and she was a very strict teacher. Like, she used to give me 5 pages of prose and like words to learn by heart, and then to make me write a lot of essays and learn a lot of grammar rules, which is amazing, by the way. I think this is the only way, such hard work is the only way to make any progress. So one day she gives me that huge task, which was very daunting for me because I had quite narrow vocabulary, and the task was to listen to a tape. You know, we had those old stereo systems, and on that tape was the dialogue. So to listen to the dialogue and write everything down, like every word that I hear, basically write down the whole dialogue from what I listened to. And yeah, it was difficult. I remember sitting in front of that stereo system, unwinding and rewinding the tape back and forth, trying to capture those words because I didn't understand them. I was sitting with my book vocabulary, like I didn't have the internet back at the time at all. So I was trying to find in the book, in the vocabulary, in the dictionary, I was trying to find the words and identify them. And suddenly I felt very peaceful because the day was so beautiful. It was sunset, and my vocabulary pages were crispy, and like I wrote a lot. I loved the process of writing, and I liked the British accent on the tape. So everything was very pleasant at that moment, and I thought, well, this is not that bad actually, and I'm making some progress because several months ago I couldn't even express my thoughts in English, and now I can say a couple of sentences, and I thought that this might be not so bad as I thought before. And from then on I started to like English, like gradually, from liking it that much. Now I love it a lot, and I think that was a starting point for me. So now when I myself started to teach English, I understand as well how important it is to dedicate a lot of time and attention to writing essays and perfecting grammar and improving the language from different dimensions, not only speaking section. And by the way, if you were interested in joining my classes but didn't know how to contact me, all my social media links are in the description box down below, so you can easily get in touch with me. Well, now, where did I draw that motivation from to stay on top of the learning curve then and now, while I'm still obviously learning new things about English? First of all, it's expectations of people surrounding me. If you lack motivation, try telling your friends and family about your goals in learning English. In that way, you're less likely to give up on that when they expect from you success. Second, visualize your progress and your goals. For instance, you want to move to the United States in order to study there. So visualize it in detail, and it will be easier for you to reflect on that in the future and to draw that image of your future success in your head. Then, if you are expense driven, try buying a course or a book, so you need to justify the spending in the future and start going through them and learning. Also for me it works to visualize where I don't want to be in the future. I imagine the failure in detail and then it makes me very determined to not let it happen. Another very cool tip is to start teaching your younger siblings. And as long as you have learned a little bit of grammar, you're capable of now sharing that knowledge. And when you become a teacher, you're also responsible for providing the credible information, and then you're also obliged to perfect it every day. Then definitely make planners for your study. They can be daily planners, weekly planners, monthly planners, and track your progress, because this is the ultimate motivation driver. And also the last one is to find your study buddy, someone to study with you together. And whether this is someone online or your friend with whom you will be sitting every other week together and learning new things about English and trying to speak to each other, it doesn't matter, as long as you set goals and achieve them together and help each other along the way. And if you are looking for such community of people on the internet, for instance, I can help you, because I have such a group on Telegram for people who want to perfect their English knowledge. It is free, the link is, as always, in the description box down below. Check it out. And now that's it. I will be off to a party, and hence the red lipstick right now on me. Good luck with your motivation. I will be very happy if you decide to leave a like for me or even subscribe. And as always, I will be delighted to see you again here. Ciao!